read multiple RNAs in the same voxel, no matter how tiny that voxel is, no matter how high resolution, we can get more than one sequence from that. And we do this by a trick called molecular stratification. In this case, we'll read a subset of the messenger RNAs by selective priming or selective sequencing. And then we can go back and get a subset by using the set of primers that we can see down the bottom. How much cleaner the signal is by getting a subset than it is by getting using random prime with all possible sixmers. Here we take a subset which is reduced by 16-fold. So improvement in quality but we still can get the same ultimate number of RNAs identified. And this is the last slide on this series, showing example one messenger RNA taken out from some of these force sequencing. This is the one I showed in the previous slide. But looking at multiple reads that you obtain for this particular long messenger RNA, which is 8 kb long, which is fibronectin. This is a wound healing model system for using human fibroblasts. And so under here, I'm growth conditions, and all the XX is 8 kb transcript, and then the histogram showing the reads, individual single molecule RNA sequence reads that we identify by matching with the transcriptome. And you see what's out here, which could be that we were missing that data artifactually, or it could be that it's alternate splicing. That was the latter, because when we changed the media, and there's a variety of other experiments that show that this is a physiologically meaningful change from fetal opening serum to epidermal growth factor in the wound healing paradigm. We now have this alternative exon number 25, fibronectin, shows up in our sequence sequences. We're getting the 3D coordinates for this issue, as well as the quantitation. That's all I want to say about genome analysis. It'll be clear to use this and these other tools when we're doing genome engineering. But I want you all to be thinking of questions, because hopefully this is going to leave time for questions at the end. We need cohorts for this sort of study, and we've got a terrific one. It's completely open access. It's the only one in the world that allows integration of genomes, environment, and data. This has been adopted by a unique collaboration between us and also collaboration between this and National Engineering Technology Administration for shareable standards for genomes and for cells. And this cohort is also kind of a front runner for sharing of data for testing of genome interpretation, and it also figures into a wish for individuals pursuing research studies as well as medicine in general to be able to download their own data that's now implemented by the U.S. government called Lupa. Now, some people give up hope when they talk about multigenic traits or complex diseases, and of course, aging is the most multigenic trait of all, and we all have it. We all die from it, probably. So there's no reason to give up hope. I think that it depends on the tools used, and the tools that have been focused on the most, I think, are inappropriate for certain things, or they have their uses. For example, genome-wide association study, you might take a quantitative trait on height, and you get a nice bell curve, and you have cohort sizes that are gigantic, in this case up to 200,000 people, and you find 700 genes in impact, maybe a millimeter each in height, and you say, how could we possibly, and each have variance and variation and environmental components, how could we possibly diagnose height from the genome, much less cure it? I'm sure you're wondering why I want to cure height, but anyway, the point is this is a kind of a leading edge example of multigenic trait. And I would say that this is thinking about it the wrong way. The alternative to this multigenic approach, which is valuable, is looking at a very small number of individuals and a very small number of genes out of the tip of the bell curve, at both ends of the bell curve. There are very interesting things that happen out there, and what you find is that there can be a small number of genes, could be 1, could be 2 in this case, of growth hormone receptor, which explain so much, and they provide a therapeutic insight that you don't get from the 700 genes that flock that give you a millimeter each. And I think this can be generalized to a variety of other interesting multigenic traits that are involved in age-related diseases. And just throwing that out there as a hypothesis, and a few other examples other than this one. And the fact is, if you have a child who is delayed or destined to be short and given growth hormone, even after most of their powers have stopped growing at that age, they will continue to grow past the normal time and will achieve a nearly normal height. So this is epistatic, that is, it overwhelms all those little effects of 700 genes that you get from staying in the middle of the the other aspect of this small cohort size that occurs out of these screens, like I mentioned before, there's only one person on the planet that has this particular trait constellation. And so we call these N1 studies. And it causes us to change the correlation where we might need a cohort of 270,000 to focus on causality, which is better anyway. It's what we need to prove that we are there, and it also moves for therapeutic. And you can do causality with either human or animal tests. There are 3 animal tests approved with an N of one individual that's 7-month-old that had a myostatin double nonsense, missing both copies of the gene throughout his body. And the baby came out essentially with Arnold Schwarzenegger at his peak. But this was straight out of a birth without working out. Then this is reproducing these animals, but you can also do this in humans. And here's an example of something that we just recently published together with William Frew and Tim Parker's groups, where we had an N1 cohort having a very early onset cardiomyopathy, and we could use normal cells, extracellular cells from my own skin, to reprogram them both genetically. So they have missing one G that we thought might be causing the disease, or one G, one base solution. We reprogram them genetically and epigenetically. We reprogram them to be a very well-ordered cardiac tissue, which then reproduces all 4 of the main traits, a little bit of disorder, the mitochondrial morphology and movement, cardiac beating. So one base, we prove that is necessary and sufficient for the syndrome, and it also is necessary and sufficient for fixing it. So the story that I'm kind of building here is that we need to embrace the outliers. The middle developer is great, but we really want to embrace outliers, and we want to be able to test N1 studies genetically and epigenetically. We want to be able to engineer genomes. Now here are 4 of somewhere between 70 and 400 outliers who live past 110 years. I'm sure you're all aware of this. If you want to more information, go to sequenceengineeringstudy.com, where we're well on our way to sequencing most of these individuals. And sequencing, we hope, I think there's this effect. That's really cool. and now it's expanded to over 4,000 species of animals in the animal database. And you can see these red diamonds are outliers ranging up to 400 years. And the question is, why some humans live 120 years, why some animals live much longer than nearby animals in about 2003. And so we have contributed with Tego's group to the transcriptome and the genome of naked mole rat, and the bowhead whale will be coming out very soon for those of you who are interested. And we're looking for keys, genes, and gene variants that we can apply in causality studies. We have some examples of rare protected gene variants that I think are of interest in general and of interest to disease of aging. For example, we have alleles of APP, which, unlike most alleles of APP, which are either neutral or cause you to get early Alzheimer's, these alleles delay Alzheimer's by a considerable amount. They're considered a protected gene variant. Like everything on this list is protected. It's rare, fairly rare, and it's not the most common allele. There's some that from David Altshuler's group is found that cause lower risk of type 2 diabetes, lower risk of coronary disease. And again, these are rare alleles in the population. I would like to sign up to get my genome changed to get these. And you've already seen myostatin and growth hormone LRP5 causes extra strong bones. Bones are almost unbreakable. This might be an anti-osteoporosis. But all these things will be, there may be some that are specifically involved in a more general mechanism of anti-aging, because we know that animals range from lifetime of days to hundreds of years. 100 years. Now, I'm just going to briefly show you some icons here. This was started by Hannah Weinberg. This kind of this idea of hallmarks of cancer aging. Look at a half dozen. And then immune surveillance was added, and mosquitoes added another 5 having to do with stress and damage, which is kind of, as Mike said, is kind of a theme at this meeting. That's cancer, but you can see a lot of those are reflected again in aging hallmarks. There's some cases where proliferation works at odds against